Well, hey, this is Mr. Nelson, and yeah, I'm over here in the corner somewhere. And I'm here to go over a little bit of VEX code and how we program that square. So the last video I showed you, we went ahead and we had programmed basically just moving forward and moving right and left. And that's because that's kind of what I wanted everybody to do. So we know that if we click on drive, forward, and we change this to 12, and we change this to inches, so now we've done that, our robot's going to go forward 12 inches. If we go ahead and we choose 90 degrees for a right turn, our robot should do that. So what we can do right now is we can come over here to start, and let's see what our robot does. And I'll expand out our screen. Now, I know that some people have been having some problems with iPads on this, and I'm still trying to figure out what we can do to make that work. Remember, this is a first test. So let's see, our robot went forward, it turned. Excellent. Now, if I go ahead and I make it go forward again, and this time I go ahead and I make again, this is inches, and this is 12, and now I can go ahead and restart and play again and see what happens. The robot goes forward, turns, and goes forward again. Excellent, that's kind of what I wanted it to do. So the question is, how do I get it to make a square that's 12 inches by 12 inches? That's why it's a square, because all the sides are the same. So what I'm going to do is the easy way, which a lot of people have done, not everyone, but a lot of people have done, is to just repeat these two pieces. So let me throw this out. Just repeat drive and turn 4 times. And if you've got it driving forward 4 times, then that will work. So let's go ahead and let's see if we can do that. We probably can't, because I'm not sure exactly how to do that right now. So I guess I would just go ahead, since I'm still learning, would be to go ahead and just make it happen. So drag forward, drag right, drag forward, drag right, blah, 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 blah. Keep going. But there's an easier way. So let's talk about that easier way. The easier way is what's called a repeat or a loop. And that's found in our control over here in the yellow boxes. And if you look, we have something that could say, wait 1 second. Now, those of you who have been programming robots with me know that one of the things I always like to do is to put in a little wait, so that gives you a chance when you push the button for the robot to start, that gives you a chance for your robot to, or sorry, it gives you a chance for you to move out of the way before your robot starts moving. Now, if I were to go ahead and have it repeat, if I do that, now it's going to do this 10 times. Or I could have it do it forever. I don't want it to do it forever. There are things that we will want it to do forever, but right now, so how many sides does a square have? 4. So let's see what happens if we run this one. And it goes, and it's running, and it does that, and we can watch it go, and it does that, and it does that, and it does that, and it does that, and we have a square. How do we know it's a square? Well, this is where we need to do something a little bit different. We need to put robot pen down. And if we want to change the color, we can change the color by putting it that way. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make my robot pen green. And I'll make it blue. Okay, so now let's start it over again. And let's see what happens. The pen goes down, and now it's making a blue line, and it's making a square. Could you make that square bigger? Sure. These little holes here, these little white areas, are variables. And that's something in math that means we can change that number around. So here we could have it repeat it 12 times. What would it do? It would just draw the same square 12 or 3 times. Bump, 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 bump. If we changed something else, we could get something really, really cool. So maybe what we want to do is watch. Do this. I'm going to change this to 12 times. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask the robot to do one other thing. I'm going to have it turn. And let's have it turn right again inside of this. And I want it to turn for 45 degrees. Let's see if I can get that to do that. 45 degrees. Now, if I had this do this, what's going to happen? Well, actually, not what I really want it to do, because it'll run into the walls. So the first thing I really need it to do is I need it to turn, before it does anything else, turn 45 degrees and go forward before it does anything. Let's make that, well, we know how big 12 inches is, so let's make it 36 inches. Not 36 millimeters, 36 inches. Now, if we follow this, what do you think is going to happen? Now, if you've been using code.org and you've been doing some of the things that they were doing there with Elsa and Anna and making snowflakes, you might know the answer. But then again, we'll have to see. So what we have here is what's called a repeat. A simple repeat is just saying we want the robot to do something however many times. In this case, 4. And anything that's inside of these blocks will be done 4 times. And so if I want it to go forward, it's going to go forward. If I want it to turn left, it's going to turn left. If I want it to turn right, it's going to turn right. So that is how a repeat works. So if you wanted to go ahead and try this, you could try it either on the grid map or the art canvas, and there are still a lot of really cool things I need to look at. But besides that, that's kind of what we're doing to make it even easier. Remember, in the engineering design process, we always talk about making things better. Well, one of the ways you make a program better is by having fewer steps so that the robot doesn't have to think through all of these things. More steps take up more memory. So there you go. Hope you have a great day.